Welcome to the channel. Today we're breaking down Death Stranding 2 on the beach. This is the brand new trailer, and there's a lot of information in here, so I want you to buckle up. I'm going to be breaking things down in depth. There's plenty, I mean plenty of Easter eggs or references, not only to the previous game, but also all of Hideo Kojima's career. So lock in. We're going to be diving all the way down the rabbit hole. We want you to listen carefully as well because I want to play the actual audio, break down the words as well. So, first things first, you're looking at certain scenarios. He does not have a hand, and later on, you're going to see that he actually has the same chemicals that has been plaguing the world, basically destroyed it. So it looks like people are utilizing it in different ways. So there's tons of interesting concepts and scenarios happening. Then you look at Fragile. She is sitting here with this ring on the gloves. These gloves are active and they're kind of have their own personality. And I'm assuming that this will be something that activates with your brain. It's kind of like the new chips that they're trying to make in real life that they have already. That it'll react. So let's pay attention to some of the audio here. So why is this important? And the reason I want to kind of rewind it and give you an understanding is that this stuff you can't touch, okay? This stuff is dangerous. And they're opening up what was said to be somebody who passed away. And we know from part one, a vital character for the role. And the question is, what is their true motives? It feels like things are changing, and maybe Fragile has turned a little bit because she wants to try to make a difference, and it is affecting her relationship with Sam, which we'll talk about later. But the point is, you're looking at them for some reason, trying to check in with possibly the most important person in Death Stranding Part 1 when it comes to villains slash story plots. And I promise she's still going to play a big role. Kojima admires this actress with all his hearts. Having her open her eyes means trouble, okay? And super cool stuff right here. When this drop hits, like I told you guys, it's plaguing the world. And you're gonna watch her hand, like we saw in the part one, where when that touches you, you can basically die. But right there, her hand got wrinkled. And it's super interesting to see how that will play out and go forward. I want to pause here, okay? You guys don't know who this is. I mean, play Death Stranding. I'm trying to make a breakdown where if you're new, you can still follow along a little bit, but don't want to spoil it for y'all. But at the same time, there's a lot of plot here from part one. So this is a part two breakdown. I just want to take a quick moment and throw that in there. All right. Now, as we go forward, we're going to really start slowing stuff down and listening as well. Important stuff. All right. Check check the baby out. Now the baby's also crying, bleeding slash suffering from the same issue. And then the ship comes. And this ship is a representation of the ship that Sam and Fragile are on. And they'll talk about it shortly. It does look like a little bit of Metal Gearish, but that's a different conversation for another day. And here we go.
Welcome
And this
to
isn't
Drawbridge, Sam, and to the GHV Magellan.
now she's welcome here, but you can see the coloring is off. This is on purpose. And I'm curious what Kojima is trying to do here. There might be some effects and issues going on, and Sam kind of feels like Very odd.
Our
It
mobile
feels very
base of
odd. You got to pay attention.
operations. Come on, I'll help you get your bearings. This is the ship's armory. Here you can check your weapons and put them through their paces.
And if we saw all this in part one, for those that are new, this is pretty much your HUD. You go in here, you can use weapons, grab whatever you need, get ready for a mission, and then get out.
These rooms over here belong to other members of the crew. They're pretty much the same as yours.
And just a small quick reference, if you played Metal Gear Solid 2, this right here is the tanker mission. And I'm having a feeling, and I said this in my last breakdown for Death Stranding, it might just be another one of those type of scenarios. If you ever played part 2 in Metal Gear, you know that you play as Solid Snake for the very beginning, and then you play Sam after. Question is are they going? I'm sorry, I said Sam. I'm mixing up the two games. You play Solid Snake at the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 2, then you play Raiden for the rest of the game. And they might do the same here with Sam and Fragile. But we will find out.
And the shower's down at the end.
A little more about that later.
This is one hell of a ship you got here. Courtesy of the UCA, I'm guessing.
No. As I told you, Drawbridge is a civilian outfit. But we do have a generous patron with access to plenty of capital and tech.
Sounds like a UCA big shot.
Don't ask me. We've never met face to face. They value their privacy.
Seriously? No better than to believe that bullshit.
All right, so right here, she's telling him that she doesn't work for basically the USA. She has a private investor, and she's keeping private who it is. Now, this is where I was saying there might be a betrayal between Sam and Fragile. And she's not doing it on purpose, but everything that she does will affect him in a wrong way. And there's a big reveal in this trailer where he talks about Lou. You're going to see in just a minute.
It's the same deal as America. The people here are all spread out, cut off from one another. We want you to help us bring the world together.
Sam, would you mind if I joined you?
This is probably one of the most funniest things here. Shout out to Corey Barlog and the team Santa Monica. Hilarious moment where Kojima
Right.
references them.
His knowledge and experience will probably come in handy down the road.
Yes.
Really, Sam?
He said, "Really, Sam?"
Your buttocks? What about shotgun? I prefer the driver's seat.
That's a good shot at and I want to pause that there. You know, understand that Kojima does this throughout the game. I mean, I have to do 5 breakdowns before I can catch everything about his personal life that's in this trailer. And we're not going to go for every detail, but there's a lot of them. And you got to pay attention.
Do you read me? You'll first need to access the Mexico side plate gate terminal. After we've confirmed network coverage, we can take the DHV Magellan and regroup at your position.
The problem is, not everybody wants to be part of the UCA.
That's not the plan, Sam. The UCA isn't looking to expand its borders. Just like with Mexico, they want to bring new regions into the network.
And I want to pause here, and we're not going to do like a gameplay breakdown too heavy. But if you pay attention, right above here, these floating mountains, Kojima is a man who respects great ideas. And, you know, there's a lot of movies like Avatar, but there's also Zelda, who has the floating mountains and other games as well. But I believe we might just have something like that going on.
With Mexico, they
in
want
this
to
game.
bring new regions into the network. Anyway, the DHV Magellan's here to back you up. As always, you'll be the one leading the way to expand the network.
And I want to do a gameplay breakdown on some of this because it is detailed stuff. Like you're looking at different environments. See this environment, you're definitely traversing through all this and that and this. Very important to pay attention to the visuals as much as the
You'll
words.
be the one leading the way to expand the network.
And she's explaining to him that he's going to do what he did before, but not for America. He's going to connect everything. So Canada, Mexico, right? All the different countries are going to be trying to connect them all. So I'm not sure how big this game could be, but it's interesting.
What's your role in all this? You're the commander.
And you can see right in the background, there's a city. And I don't know the details on that, but that is extremely interesting. This game did not feature much structures in that way. And Kojima does adjust a lot. I did a video, you should probably watch it, which is what I'm predicting with gameplay for the future, which is Death Stranding 2. And I assume, you know, this is my evidence already for that video. Just basically doing things that we wanted, the players. So let's see.
That's right. These days I'm fragile in name only. You brought America together. Helped it.
I want to wait here. Check this out. You're looking at environmental hazards and damage, okay? So something happened. A dam was broken
Reborn as the UCA.
and it's crushing all the stuff
But I'm
people
afraid
built in that area. That is not good.
Death Stranding
And like
is
I was
far
telling you,
from
the
over.
levitating mountains, that right there is probably one of the most spectacular right there. Environmental hazards.
Humanity is still in danger. Still on the brink of extinction. Don't act
And these areas are so beautiful. Look at this one. He's really traveling, like, for
like
real.
you don't see it. A lot of things changed after you went off on your own. Especially within the UCA. Bridges no longer oversees the distribution network. They withdrew once things were up and running.
And I am trying to let y'all hear the audio, but I do want to break some stuff down. You see this cat? He is not a regular cat. He has the unfortunate same effect that has been destroying the earth and this
It's the
gentleman as well.
distribution network.
And I'm assuming
They
he
withdrew
might be
once the-
hiding this from Fragile, and he might be betraying Fragile in this game. Who knows?
Things were up and running. So your friends and coworkers all went their separate ways. Within network coverage, there's no need to rely on human porters anymore. So after I closed up shop, I went and started a new group. One that handles work in regions outside the UCA. We decided to call ourselves Drawbridge.
I'm gonna pause it right here. AI is very important because Kojima doesn't want you killing people on the regular. For any of his games, he always tries to feature that you don't have to kill. But with Death Stranding, part of the story is if you kill someone, they can turn into a nuclear bomb and destroy the area that they're in. So you avoided it. In this game, there's AI, so you can go guns blazing. They don't have life, so you can kill them. So just a note, something to
The
note.
support of the chiral network and APAS, humanity will be free from the need to move around. Bots are capable of handling deliveries.
He's alive.
He called himself a ghost, but
We found a way back from the beach just so he could kill us.
he said he came back to get revenge on you and me.
We're going to pause it here just to give you guys a reminder. I did do a breakdown on this in my last footage. The one and the only is in this game. She's alive. We saw her in the beginning. And then now we're seeing him tribute her. But I don't know. One of the things with Kojima, he's tricky. And I think he doesn't want to tribute her. I think he wants to probably be her. So in his head, he's obsessed to be as powerful as she was throughout all those years. If you played part 1, you know what I'm talking about. Again, basically no spoilers for part 1, or maybe there is. I hope this video is helpful for beginners. It's a lot to take in.
Hey, brother. Did you miss me? Yeah, I figured you'd pay this place a visit, seeing as how I've been distributing the fruits of this fine factory. All
All right, we're gonna pause here and just look at his face. There's a couple things. First of all, the voice actor is a musician, so having a guitar, having his face look like that, rock and roll, kind of like representing something that he loves. Kojima does put these type of things into the game to fit their personalities and kind of tribute his friends and his coworkers and peers and his staff. So super important to kind of know that that's a part of it.
over the continent. Guns and violence, the whole damn world could be yours. Same as it ever was. Oh. Looks like you decided to trade in that rope for a stick this go round.
And I'm going to pause that there. And this is probably one of the most important things in this trailer, because the whole premise for Death Stranding, the original part 1, was a concept that Kojima made up about ropes and how, in the beginning of time, we used sticks and it was to keep things back, fight things off, and it was the start of our evolution. Then we use ropes to connect and to come together. In part 1, Sam was using ropes. And in this part, you can see he's getting told, oh, you put down the rope and now you got sticks, meaning he's going to use lethal action and more action in the game. So it's basically a message from Kojima to me, not me personally, but us, the player. Hey, man, I get it. You guys want more action? I got you. We're going to do it. And that's where these AI come in, because you can go guns blazing on them at any time. A big part of it. But this is a message to the players about the theme and concepts changing and growing and evolving.
Same as it ever was. Oh. Looks like you decided to trade in that rope for a stick this go round. Well, I suppose even a porter has to pull the trigger from time to time. Oh, what about you? Hey, buddy. Are you just another soulless little husk, huh?
Let go of me! Pathetic guitarist. Where's the rest of your band?
I would have to make a separate video about this part.
Was it you, Higgs? Huh? Was it you that killed Lou?
You still don't know, do you?
While we watch this badass part, I want to talk about what he just said to him. Sam asks, did you kill Lou? Was it you? And then he says, you still don't know, do you? So there's something that probably a lot of people know, but Sam does not. Let's hear that again. And it's important to know that Lou's basically like his adopted family,
Was it you,
or
Higgs?
something even more.
Huh? Was it you that killed Lou?
You still don't know, do you?
And this right here is just some badass stuff from Kojima, trying to showcase, Troy Baker with his guitar, and a little more action in the whole game, because that's one thing that the casuals didn't see. So now he's bringing it out full force. And right here, just some fire fights. Absolutely love this whole sequence.
Something he said. You don't know a goddamn thing about Lou.
All right, Sam. Let's see what we can find on Lou.
If you want answers, you're gonna have to find them yourself. But the ones you do find, well, that pain you nurse will only get worse. Sam the man in the dark about everything.
We're going to pause it right there. And this is important right here, guys, for you to know. You know, he had this beautiful kid that we took care of in part one, and he wanted to live a peaceful life. He just gave it all up. And now something happened to the kid. And I will make a video about that. Not going to go too deep into it, but it seems like other people know what happened and Sam doesn't. What I want to pause this for is in the beach, on the beach, the baby probably is there. Because in Death Stranding, as you know, the beach is kind of like the in between place between heaven or hell or whatever concept you want to. I mean, the game's so deep, we don't want to go down that rabbit hole again, but I have videos about that. But so I believe Sam's here revisiting, trying to relive what he lost. But I don't believe it's lost. I think he'll find it somewhere. And there might be some other effects in time travel or something different happening. The baby maturing. You know, Kojima can be crazy enough, and this is a theory here. He can be crazy enough to create a adult version of the baby and then make you play as the baby for most of the game. You only play Sam in the beginning, just like Metal Gear Solid 2, and then you end up playing adult without being knowing that it's the baby. And then he can do something ridiculous like that, but it'll be a great plot if he does it right. And the reveal at the end is like, hey, this is her. She saved Sam. And yeah, who knows? Anything's possible with Kojima. But this is fun right here. And we'll see about talking about it later.
Don't forget, coming on this expedition was meant to help you find the strength to carry on. And you have. We all know you've got this. Now it's time to finish the journey, Sam. Please understand, Sam. We never meant to string you along.
That chrysalis, we found her inside. It was filled with a fluid that contained amino acids. One's identical in structure to the kind found in tar.
I'm sorry, there are amino acids in tar? As in proteins?
Of course. How else did you think that chiral creatures could emerge from it? Some have even theorized that the tar is a sort of primordial soup.
I was there. I saw her home. And it was a hellhole.
And I want to rewind this and give
One's
you guys a
identical in
chance.
structure
Like,
to the
who
kind
is
found in
this?
tar.
Why is this? And the person there is related to her, a twin. Kojima likes doing that type of stuff.
I'm
And
sorry.
you want to
there
pay
are
attention
amino
to her.
acids-
She's actually has strings. If you see the strings, they're hanging above the person. This isn't a glitch or something wrong with the screen. This is exactly what Death Stranding has. This other dimension that you can kind of see in your world. And not only this character
in
has it,
tar?
the one in
As
the
in
doorway
proteins?
as well.
Of course.
So if you pay close
How else did you
attention,
think
you'll
that
be like,
chiral
okay,
creatures could emerge from it?
it makes sense.
Some have even theorized that the tar is a sort of primordial soup.
I was there. I saw her home. And it was a
Right
hellhole.
here, you're going to see some strings as well, which tell you there's something fishy here. And that's it,
You see,
folks.
after you left Bridges, I decided to do a little digging. Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal and subsequently incinerated 4 years ago, long before you and Lou first met.
And it's coming out on 2025. Before we go, he just got told that 4 years before he met the baby, it was incinerated, supposedly. So now, of course, documents and stuff can happen, but maybe there's some time travel going on. Maybe there's some loops. You got to understand the way the beach works. It can be some crazy world events, you know, quantum physics stuff. This game is very quantum physics heavy. People don't know that part, but it really is. And so it can be anything. And I'm gonna kind of do a recap. This is already a very long video. I hope you enjoyed it. But I did want to kind of touch on a few things where she's giving him his goods. And this right here is exactly what I wanted to show you. This right here is my favorite. I have a necklace of this, and it has to do with quantum physics. And it's something I studied a lot of. And basically, you know, all of this that's going on, there can be any possibilities. And that's what makes this universe very fun. So I would recommend whoever's watching this that hasn't played Death Stranding Part 1, play Part 1. Don't watch these videos. I'm trying not to spoil anything, but it's very difficult. And plus, you probably don't know who's who. That is Fragile. And that gentleman is Sam. And there's a whole bunch of stuff to get into. But the point is, I appreciate everybody. Go ahead and drop any Easter eggs you watch. I literally only saw this trailer once, and then I went and made this video for you guys, breaking down everything I've noticed so far. And of course, a deeper dive will happen. Just go ahead, hit a sub, and come back. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace.